everyone, it's Mitch, and it is Saturday, February 9th, 2019, here with the free live show. Of course, we give out at least 3 free picks every day, our best bets, always over at sportschatexperts.com. Those of you who are new to the show, welcome. Those of you that are regulars, you know, yesterday I had my surgery. I am obviously awake. I'm a little off my game, but that's to be expected. And like we discussed yesterday, we're going to move Free For All Friday to Saturdays because, well, there's just more games, so it'll be more fun. I don't know how long I'm going to last today. We do always at least 3 free picks. I'll do my best to do a couple more today, but you know, I always say at least 3 free picks, but we always do a lot more. But I'm hoping that I can last a little longer. We'll go until we do a good amount of picks, or until my nose starts to like it. And the other part is I can breathe through my nose again, which is pretty cool. Even though there's a lot of stuff in there, you can see I'm swollen in here. But anyways, we do at least 3 free picks on the show. So yesterday, I maybe got one of the biggest asshole comments I ever got in the history of this show. A guy named Makim Moses on YouTube, M-A-K-I-M Moses, M-O-S-E-S. Definitely the biggest asshole comment I've ever gotten. I've had ones where I want to kill you, they've said. But this guy's even worse. I was telling you guys about my surgery. He wrote on there, "Cry me a river. What takes you so long to start with the picks?" I don't know, man. If any of you guys out there have been sick, suffering, whatever, I've had premium members write me and say, "Hey, man, I've been really sick. I got injured at work," or, you know, even worse things than that. And I give them, what I do is I give them 3 months of premium or a year. And I say, you know what? When you get back on your feet, we're all good. You know, you start back up again. And it's like, this guy, it's like, man, I've been doing this for 10 and a half years. I've come on every single day. Here I am, you know, literally, I left the hospital at 8 o'clock Hawaii time, so it was 1 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, and here I am 10 hours later doing a live show. I even did the dog of the day last night. I had to stop twice and wipe blood off my face to do the show, to do the video. And here's this guy, you know, cry me a river. And I'll tell you what, it's all you guys that support me that keep me going. Because when you see things like that, man, M-A-K-I-M Moses, M-O-S-E, I can't paddle out for a month. And we're having, anyways, 60-foot waves today in Hawaii. Unprecedented. But Juanito's having surgery on Wednesday. So we wish him, of course, all the best as well. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better than, you know, I could feel better, but I could feel worse. We're going to do the Free For All Friday, and today, special discount code. We're going to do 19% off. Nose, use the code NOSE and get 19% off. So, actually, it's NOSE19. I messed it up. I'll fix it. So the doctors in the, they all know what we do and everything, because my surgeon, you know, they ask, "Oh, what do you do?" and all that stuff before, you know, while we did all the pre-op and all that stuff, and, you know, so they all know what I do. And he's like, "I don't want you giving out any picks tomorrow." It's like, because I guess anything I do for the next 48 hours is not legally binding, but we will. I have no idea what Suns covered the spread means. I have no idea what that means. And they've covered the spread how many times this season? I mean, what does that mean? Did I give them out? Nope. Yesterday's picks were not the Suns. 76ers, they covered, I think. Kings, -3, they covered. Nets -8.5, they lost. Princeton +8, not sure. Kent State +4, not sure. Columbia +10.5, they covered. Anyways, I don't think I gave out a pick in that game. The Warriors Suns. I don't think it was one of our picks on our show. Anyways, so this guy is like, I try and tell everybody the reason why I wait and why I stall before I give out the picks is because, then you should do your own show. Who gives a shit? Here, man, what we'll do is we'll hide you. You should get your own show. There, man. Congratulations, you got a pick right. Wow. You jerk. Who cares? You give out how many picks a year? I mean, you don't see me here sitting. Man. Anyways, the best bet's always at sportschatexperts.com as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus. Let's see what the first question for today's show is. We'll do NBA first, and then we'll do some college. So let's see what we got on the NBA front. I think it all depends. The swapping quarters. Let's see. I don't think anyone even has any NBA picks. They want to see picks on here. Oklahoma State versus St. John's, -6.5. Are they playing each other? Man, I'm having a rough morning. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on it. I'm doing the best that I can. I didn't even know Oklahoma State was playing St. John's. Let me see. Yeah, they're playing Kansas State. No, Oklahoma State is playing Kansas. So that's not a game. So I can't give out a pick on that one. For me, if they were playing each other, I could probably muster something up. Let's go to this one. Kentucky -3.5 against Mississippi State. At Mississippi State, they're going to be sky high for this one. That's for sure. We know it. But I think Kentucky is the most athletic team in the country. And I like the way that they're running the court. Coach Cal traditionally recruits great athletes. Generally, Kentucky teams don't come together until around this time of year, and maybe even later, because every year he's reloading, so it's a building process. And he always has tons of talent, but raw talent, converting that into college level, college team talent, where the guy isn't like far and away the best guy on his team, and they have to play as a team, and that doesn't gel until usually late February, March. And sometimes he gets lucky and it happens for him. But a lot of the times, he always has a really athletic team, though, and generally they carry through on that. I think this Kentucky team came together a little earlier than most of Coach Cal's teams, and I like the Wildcats this year. Generally, I think they're at this part of the season, they're overrated, and then when they get to the NCAA tournament, they're a little underrated, except for that team a few years ago where they were just, absolutely stacked, where everybody stayed. I just like... John and Jessica Ziller don't watch my videos, is what I think about that. I think you don't watch my videos, because I gave that one out already. Sorry for the crabby answer. Yeah, we went through NBA, nobody had any picks. So we're just doing college. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bet's over at sportschatexperts.com as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus. Today, use the code NOSE19, 19% off at Sports Chat Experts. Pretty good discount normally on Saturdays. It's 15% off. Yeah, Steve Cruz, same thing. And I gave out that pick. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You would have had that one. You could already had your bet in. Tennessee's taking on Florida plus the 11 points. Tennessee, I mean, they're obviously one of the top teams in the nation this year, and they've played like it. They're ranked on top, but that doesn't mean anything. College basketball has a playoff system; they have a tournament, so ranking doesn't matter. It might help in seeding, but I believe that in seeding in the NCAA tournament, it really only helps you in the first round because there's some 7 and 8 seeds out there that are pretty nasty stuff usually. And after the first round, there's so much quality in the NCAA tournament these days. But I think what the Gators they're so inconsistent, and I know this is a rivalry game. I hate laying the 11 points. I could not give this out of the premium pick. I've been on Tennessee a bunch. I've been on them a ton. We were against them with Vandy when we had the opportunity. I think the better value bets at this point in the season are going to be playing against these big favorites. And, Tennessee is one of those favorites. I do think they're loaded. I like, of course, the Williams and Brian Schofield. I mean, this team's, you have a couple of guys like that. You're going to win a lot of games, right? Rick Barnes, possibly Coach of the Year candidate as well. I got to say, I'm going to take Tennessee here. I'm going to lay the 11 points. They hate the Gators, and I think if they get a chance to put the hammer down, and I think against this Gator team, they might be able to do that. I'm going to take them, and I'm going to take Tennessee. That'll be my second pick for today's show. Of course, what we've done is we've taken what we used to call free-for-all Fridays. We moved it to Saturdays, where all the picks come from you guys. And for those of you that don't follow the show regularly, I had pretty major surgery yesterday. I was out for 4 hours. I was in the hospital for 8 hours. I was in the, all the operating room, recovery room, and all that stuff, all told over 8 hours. And I'm a little under it today. My nose has stopped bleeding, and hopefully it will stop bleeding long enough that we could do some more picks. So I drag things out generally on this show. One guy had I still can't get over the comment. It's like, can you imagine coming out of surgery, coming home, trying to put in some premium picks, and you see that someone leaving that kind of comment? I mean, what a piece of garbage. I mean, some of the other things, I want to kill you, I hate you, I lost so much money on your picks, even though we all know these are the free picks. Those comments, never a comment, when we win or sweep from these same people, right? Just those. I don't know, man. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't, man. Don't. So, Peter Vu, NCAA, Auburn, +4 versus LSU. Boy, LSU really stunk it up against Arkansas. That was really one of the worst performances that we've seen. Auburn has a good team. I mean, these are two probably NCAA tournament teams. Two teams with an outside shot to win the SEC tournament as well. The SEC at the top is pretty tough with Mississippi, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Kentucky, Auburn, LSU. It's just some good teams, Tennessee, of course, so it's just brutal conference, but we're starting to see the other plays elevate as well. And I think that what we're going to see in this one is probably a pretty good game. I'm leaning to Auburn because we're getting the points, and I think it can be pretty close. I was really surprised by what we saw from LSU last time out. They just looked so soft against Arkansas. Just so soft. I couldn't believe it. So on both boards here, we see I'm seeing North Carolina versus Miami. The Canes, just not quite the same team that we've seen from Jim Larinaga in recent years. And, due to his best player, not being allowed to play this season. So, the Heels, this is probably one of those games that's a little closer for the bulk of the game, and then the Heels pull away late, kind of like the game was in Miami. I'm going to take UNC and lay the big number here. I am not betting that game. There's no way I'm doing that. That's my opinion, but I am not betting that game. It's really the best play there. Stay clear. 16-point spreads. There's a lot better games out there today. Georgetown -2.5 against Butler. seeing that one a bunch here. Let's take a quick look and see what we find. We know that neither of these teams have been consistent by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, I generally stay away from drugs. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do any of that stuff. But I'll tell you what, man, there's no herb in the world that's going to make this feel better. There's none. You got to do what you got to do when you know, and do it for as little as possible. I think that's the idea here, is take as little of these painkillers as possible. And, you know, just try and get through it. But back to this Butler-Georgetown game. We've seen Georgetown play pretty strong in spots this season, and they're at home here. I think if it was at Hinkle, I would be on Butler, but I think at Georgetown, I'm going to take Patrick Ewing's Hoyas and lay 2 points. And that is our 5th pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks. Our best bets, always over at sportschatexperts.com. See, I'm so out of it and loopy. I looked at... AJ Lewis, it's 1 question per person. I think I answered one for you. So we try and spread it around a little bit. Can't keep answering the same people's questions over and over again. Not fair. Of course, you're welcome to join us while we answer all of our questions, though. I see an NBA pick here. I see a few of them. Maybe we'll do one. Let's take a look at some of these, see if we can get another one. Yeah, Ralph doesn't know how to read the question format on the screen, even though I printed it as clearly as possible. Bulls versus Wizards, 3.5. The Bulls won last night. They beat the Nets pretty soundly. I had the Nets in that one. I lost. I didn't get to see any of the game. I came home. I was unconscious, and I came through in the hospital, and I asked the nurse to read me the scores of the games. So when Adi says I should try wheatgrass juice. I'll tell you how much that's not going to happen. Wheatgrass juice is so not going to happen that I eat a plant-based whole grain diet. So basically I'm a vegetarian, and I won't even eat that. But let's see what we can do. Now, I got some swelling in here. It'll go down, and then we'll be, everything's going to be better. My doctor said what he saw when he went under the hood was much worse than he expected, but it was good that we did it, and everything went really well. So that I think is the best thing. It means that we fought through the so we lost our connection again. We lost our connection again, so we'll give everyone on YouTube a chance to join us. But let's see what we got. This just sucks. So those of you that are watching on Facebook, if you watch on YouTube, then it does cut out, but it doesn't bump you off. So you're able to stay continuously instead of having to find another show. Of course, I'll recap all the picks at the end anyway. But for those of you on both channels, I took Vermont minus 16. Nobody asked for it, so I'm offended. But I asked for it, and I'm doing it. We'll do a couple more picks. I'm kind of starting to feel not so great. I'm trying my best, guys. I am, and ladies. I am trying my best. But I think a lot of people, if I didn't do the show today, probably would have been okay with it. One of those people is my wife. Yeah, Jeff needs to format in the form of a question. Yeah, I'm way puffy in here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they went between my skin and bones and cleaned everything out in here, all in here. So my nose is got stents inside of it. So I'm not packing or anything like that. It went in through here and went all the way around into here, and there is swelling. You can definitely see it. Anyways, you do at least 3 free picks on the show every single day. Our best bet's always over at sportschatexperts.com and sportschatplace.com, Premium Plus. We used to do a thing called Free for All Fridays, and we have moved that to Saturday because it's a bigger schedule. I like Seton Hall against Creighton. Seton Hall has done nothing this year. Rick Overmeyer asked this question. I like Seton Hall plus minus the 3.5. I know they're just 1-9 against the spread at home this year, but I really hate Creighton on the road. I hate their guts. Some of the worst defense in all of college basketball. You guys know I'm a defensive guy. And when it comes to teams that play no defense, I'm not all about it. So I'm going to take Seton Hall and lay the 3.5. We'll do one more pick. What do you guys want to see? Let's see what's popular. I like Virginia over Duke. This one is a premium pick. I don't care. I'll tell you guys. My doctor said not to say anything. Yeah, Morgan. See, if you look right on the screen, like right over here, it tells you how you. And maybe I'm pointing the wrong way, but if you look, yeah, right here, right here. It tells you how to format the question. See, freshmen, same thing, you see? It says exactly how the question needs to be formatted for the show. Kind of tried to take all the guesswork out of it there. So this way I know, what you're talking about. Anyways, I'm not going to go over it. We did Vermont. But anyways, I'm taking Virginia. I've seen it 1.5. I've seen it 2.5. I'm just going to call it 2. I'm going to take the Cavs here. They covered in that first game. It was that garbage, meaningless basket at the buzzer that they hit a 2. They were down by 4, getting 3, and they covered in that game. But now they head back home, and Virginia's equally as good as Duke, and a lot of good teams lose at Virginia. It's not like an uncommon thing. If you go back through Tony Bennett's last few years or whatever, you can see plenty of really good teams that have lost to Virginia. Virginia's a team on a mission. That tries to make a statement, and the fans are gonna be going nuts at this one too. It's gonna be a very, very tough building. I'm gonna take Virginia. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up today's show, and I think I'm missing a pick on here. We did do an NBA. I know what it was. All right. So, anyways, I'm going to wrap up today's show. I'm not feeling too well. I enjoy doing the show as always, and I like that we did Free for All Friday on Saturday when we have a bunch of games. But, of course, we have free picks on every single game at sportschatplace.com every single day. If you want to talk about a specific game or you want to give out your opinion on a game, we have our Facebook group with nearly 8,000 members in there, and most people that have go to Facebook groups or whatever say that we have one of the most active groups. Just please follow the rules there. Anyways, I'll recap today's picks. Some of these are premium picks, but not too many, but a few of them are. We took Kentucky minus 3.5. Tennessee minus 11 against Florida in a rivalry game. We took Auburn plus 4 also in the SEC against LSU. The North Carolina Tar Heels minus 16. Georgetown minus, this can't be right. They're not laying, it's 2.5. Georgetown laying 2.5. Man. Vermont minus 16. That is our official site. Official team of the site. Seton Hall minus 3.5. Virginia minus 2. And we took the Washington Wizards minus 3.5. That's it for today. Maybe I'll come on later. I doubt it. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I should be feeling a little bit better. Like I said, less than 12 hours out of surgery. I'm here doing the show for you guys. So I'm glad that I'm able to do it. I'm glad you guys showed up for it. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you could hit the thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. I don't hold you guys hostage for the picks. The only reason I stall at the beginning of the show is to give people a chance to join back in, and sometimes I stall in the middle of the show because people got booted off on our Facebook broadcast, and I want to give them a chance to rejoin the show. But anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. I know you guys have a lot of choices when it comes to live shows, free picks, and premium picks. Glad you still keep us in the rotation. Special discount code today is NOSE19. Take 19% off. Normally it's 15% off on Saturdays. We have a discount code, but today we're going to do 19%, 2019. My nose is fixed. Going to take about 3 weeks so I can get back in the water and start surfing again, but I don't care. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the games. It's an awesome schedule today.